Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, I miss Avatar. Cine-
I don't know one person who bought the Osmo that's still using it. Why? Because it was a marketing trap. The marketing was so good on that thing, and like the lifestyle, you imagining your life with the Osmo was so much better than reality of owning the Pocket Osmo. What
I'm using
the
it.
fuck is that thing good for?
Record this video.
I think a product.
Hater. The lion cannot concern himself with the madness of this world.
Probando la hielera bocina del Costco con rolita.
Your dad buy you that car? Nice used car, buddy. Graduation present? Yeah. Got it for
What happened to Swoosh, bro? What happened to Swoosh?
Alright, so here's Miami for you. 6 boats tied up. Come downstairs. I want to lay down
Madrid!
this quarter.
Madrid is
I have
alive!
no idea whose boat this is. Whose boat is this? Doesn't matter. It's mine. Alright, so here.
Yeah, this is a madness. Degeneracy. Look, man, let me tell you guys something. Let me be real with y'all.
Does hard drugs. 9 times out of 10, I would be willing to bet half my life savings, half of my assets. And if weed didn't make me retarded and also fat, I would smoke. I would be high probably all the time because chef. So my 10 milligram Retta experience update. This week I am doing 5 milligrams of Retta.
I don't even know what that is, bro.
You've been dialed back in the gym or just cruising on the trend? I have to start training legs because I was in the club the other day and I literally was like, bro, my legs are so tired. So I'm only training legs just for the sole purposes of partying.
Okay.
You've been dialed back in the gym or just cruising on the trend?
Bro, that's literally. Bro. I'm not even necessarily saying it for Swoosh, John Skywalker, bro. John, I'm not gonna say he's a degenerate, but I'm saying because Sushi claims to be a degenerate. He literally says I'm the most degenerate dude you'll meet, bro. All right, fine. That's your that's literally your niche, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's making money. He's rich. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to get to. When everything is at your fingertips, especially for him, or for even for us, man. When things are so readily available, when it comes to pharmacology, when it comes to look, bro, I'm drinking caffeine. For what? I'm not really doing anything, but it helps me speak. Caffeine literally helps me speak. It helps me like wake up. How does that work, dude? I'm literally taking nootropics for my brain to work better. I have pills just in case I want to be more chill because I'm high strung at times. And at the same time, I know that the Holy Spirit is what really calms me down. The Word of God, prayer especially, dude, it like brings you back down to like zero. It calms you down. You put your worries on God. But in a world where temptations are high, dude, like you know how easy it's easy to fall into temptations. Temptations are, quite frankly, they're so tempting. They look so good. And I don't know. Look, for me, it could be. Look, I have crazy personality. I have a, I have a addictive personality. I would say coffee. The only way I had to slow down on the coffee was with because I was over here freaking having panic attacks. So I realized I need to chill out. And people are dying. People are getting enlarged hearts. So I said, you know what? I need to relax. I don't want to die. You know, there's a girl in the RGV that died because of that. She got an enlarged heart. She kept drinking Alani's like it was water. She died. She's dead now. Is that insane? She's dead now, bro. I've been cutting out the sugar, trying to be more healthy, right? Um, trying to be more productive. Now, when it comes to the temptations in the world, there is really one difference between me, Christians, and other people. We have the same urges, we have the same feelings, and like I said, I have an addictive personality. I'm a young buck with a lot of energy, with, you know, a lot of gifts, and you probably too, because I'm a lot of guys, they put themselves down, bro, but you're probably more attractive than you think. You're probably more athletic than you think. Stop putting yourself down so much, have a little bit of confidence, you know what I mean? Look at Clav, bro. Look at Clav, bro. Look, watch. Give me 2 minutes and I'll show you what's up. Hold up. Clavicular. This dude's literally having seizures at parties. For what though? That's funny. Even Clav says that Suze is more degenerate. Oh my gosh. Is this a Suze supply suit? He butchered it, bro. It looks bad. But bro's really having seizures. Look. Look. Alright, let's be real now. Look, man. Here's the point I'm really trying to get to. You see you see the girls to your left, you see the girls to your right. You see the money, the drugs, all that stuff. You know what I mean? The pleasure of this world. It's so tempting. And it's so, like I said, available. But in the end, what does it bring? We gotta be a little bit wiser, dude. Look, let's go to Proverbs, dog. Hopefully my my mic don't die. Well, look, let's look. I'll look it up on my computer, so it'll be easier. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey there, I'm right here and ready to help. What can I do for you today?
Hey, so what's the verses in Proverbs that talks about a man that lays with the adulterous woman, and then in the end it is death?
In the book of Proverbs, there are warnings about the danger of an adulterous woman. For example, Proverbs 5:3-5 says that her words may seem sweet, but in the end, she leads to death like a sharp sword. Similarly, Proverbs 7 describes how her path is slippery and ultimately leads to the grave. These passages serve as warnings about the destructive consequences of such temptations.
There you go. Thank you for that.
Of course, I'm glad I could help. If you have any other questions about Proverbs or anything else on your mind, just let me know.
Oh, how about the one that says, "How I have despised instruction and discipline"? Bing-ding-ding-ding-ding.
The verse you're thinking of is from Proverbs 5:12 in the King James Version. It says, "I have despised instruction, and my heart has loathed reproof." This is part of a warning in the chapter that shows how rejecting discipline and correction can lead to ruin and a path toward destruction.
Alrighty, so let's see here.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to dive deeper into that idea or explore more verses about wisdom, discipline, or consequences, I'm happy to help break them down or just discuss what they might mean for today. Let me know.
Alright, that's enough, ChatGPT. Alrighty. My son, be attentive to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion, and your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as wormwood. Sharp as a two-edged sword, her feet go down to death, her steps follow the path to Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life, her ways wander, and she does not know it. And now, O sons, listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your ears to the merciless. Lest strangers take the fill of your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner, and at the end of your life you groan, when your flesh and body are consumed. And you say, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teachers, or incline my ears to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. It says, drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be for yourself alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe. It says, even let her breast fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman, and embrace the bosom, which is like the chest, of an adulteress? For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he is led astray. All right, so right there you have it, bro. So what am I trying to get to? Yeah, temptations are strong, dude. And they look, like it says, her lips are smooth like honey. You know? But in the end, first and foremost, I think God is watching our ways. So that's important, dude. God is watching your life, what you're doing in life. So God is watching Isai. He's watching me. And how my heart is, what I'm up to, what I'm doing. And in the end also it says, basically, you lose your strength, you give it to others, and then in the end you're like, why did I hate instruction and discipline? Why did I hate discipline? Blah, 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 blah. It says, I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. It says, keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the merciless, lest strangers take their fill of your strength. Dog, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. And you say, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. Dog, how my heart hated discipline. I think discipline is one of the most important parts in a man's life, dude. Discipline is the only way you're going to push ahead. The only way you're going to get ahead from others, from yourself, from the position you're in. Discipline. Only discipline. Well, that's part of it, right? It's an important part for a reason. Now, yes, the temptations are great. But what's the difference between me just giving in to them and not giving in to them? These things right here, what I read just now. The things I've seen, the things I've learned from other men. The good and the bad, their life experiences. In the end, you know, they're losing their homes, they're losing their kids, they're losing their families, their wives, or even if you're not married, you're not being disciplined, and in the end, it'll kill you and take away your goods, you know, your money, your resources, and the darkness that's put in your heart. Now, like I said, it looks beautiful. You look at a beautiful young lady. Okay. You look at a beautiful woman. You're like, man, she's beautiful. But what's that planting in your heart? What's that putting in your life? There's a darkness, like good and bad. Oh shoot, my transmitter's literally about to die. There's a darkness in your heart that's gonna consume you if you let it. It's gonna kill you, really. Not even if you let it. If you put it in your heart, it's gonna kill you, dude. So you gotta be. That's why I realized the pleasures of this world. They're beautiful. They're attractive. I'll tell you, they're attractive, dog. It's not just always. No, it's attractive, dog. Well, guess what? I'd rather be fulfilled, have joy in my life, and have that discipline than give in to the evil. At first it don't feel like, oh, it's an evil thing. You're just going off what your emotions, your flesh tells you, your hormones, your whatever, dog. But in the end, bro, and even in the process, it comes with a price. What's the price you're gonna pay? Your soul? Your the goodness? Who are you betraying? You're betraying God. You're betraying the righteous one. And he's watching your steps. And like I said, it will consume you. It will take over your life. Take over you and take away from what you have. That's why I'm telling you guys, you gotta be careful. You gotta be very careful. That's why I've chosen. Yes, we have the same temptations. Yes, we suffer consequences for the evil we've done. And yes, it's hard. But I'd rather choose life. I'd rather have purity in my life, cleanliness, eventually, and you can enjoy in the plan that God has for you. That what's the word? The the way He always designed it to be. Man and wife shall become one flesh. He shall leave his father and his mother and cling to his wife. You know what I mean? But God bless you, brothers. We'll talk again. Oh shoot, I'm gonna stop recording. Doom scrolling.